Good afternoon. I am Myles Sergé alongside my co-host. Who?
D-KNOX, aka Donnell Knox.
That's D-KNOX for all y'all squares out there.
You L7s.
That's right. And you are in tune to the fabulous, the one and only MS Live with D-KNOX today. Let's get some stuff out the way real quick. If you, what's going on? It's not happening. There you go. Hey, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell when you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps us in the algorithms and pushes things forward for us, for you, for everybody, for the nation. Support the cause. Follow us. Hit that bell so you know when we're live. So make sure you do that.
Do it.
We say this all the time. We are also available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music, just in case you don't want to see us. I like to see us. D likes to see us. I think everybody likes to see us, but there's times and situations where you can't see us, like at work, in jail, church. I don't know. But you can listen to us, and it's a great thing to do. You can also follow us on Instagram at MS Live with D-KNOX. That is at MS Live with D-KNOX on Instagram. We are also on that place called X from that man that owns those cars at Myles Sergé. So check us out there. You can also send us hate mail, love mail, mail with money, just mail. MS Live with D-KNOX at gmail.com. That is MS Live with D-KNOX at gmail.com. What's going on, D? You all right?
I'm good, man. I am good. The weather was nice today, and got a chance to refresh going deep in the forest yesterday.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, every time I do that, it just triggers a mind and thoughts, and I kind of remember some things and realize some things as we were talking earlier about cleaning up certain things to get certain people's attention. So
right, all good things, right? No,
yeah,
okay.
That sparked from that going out there. You know, I keep forgetting the importance of getting out in nature. You know, even the Nation of Islam, they speak about that. They talk about, you know, going outside, if you have your morning cup of coffee, listening to the birds and just looking at the trees. You'll be amazed what the simple act of doing that can just spark a lot of creativity and open up the mind to a lot of things. So yeah, it was good. I'm good. How about yourself?
Well, before I get to me, when I see you out there, I thought about that Man vs. Wild TV show. I'm seeing him with this camera, like, you know, out in the wilderness, like, what the hell is going on with him?
Yeah.
you got a whole acting thing going on. So I'm like, he must be doing like a pilot or doing something in the woods, like this wilderness thing. So
it's gonna be a couple more clips throughout this week. I had to get some content, so I said I need to take a little break from, you know, posting those videos of me at an angle in the studio. Making little beats.
I like the angle videos, man. You know, you do your little thing. I like that. That's all good, man. See, people be hating. People be stealing the vibe too. I seen that. I see y'all. I'm seeing y'all stealing the vibe, but you know.
Some people, you know, the thing is, I actually enjoy it because it's, for me, I'm just making tracks and beats like I used to do back in Kalamazoo. I'm just not going to change. So some people may think I'm doing it or whatever, but actually I need to finish those songs.
Yeah.
There are songs that are going to get finished, but you know, I kind of work differently. I get stuff going, get the meat of it, and come back to it later. Right. You know, since I have the option to do that now, we're back in the days, you know what it was.
Right.
As soon as you hit record on that reel tape, that was a take.
That's it.
Well, no really going back. Where now, okay, I can go back weeks later and actually I'm gonna do this with this, do that with that.
Yep, for sure.
Like, forget about it. But the most important thing is, like Pharrell says, checking out ideas, get that idea down before somebody else gets that idea down. And at least then I have it. That's the beauty of having a computer enabled and go back in there and, you know, fix it up. But I just wanted to switch it, maybe post a few videos of horror, some of me out in the wilderness talking, and then get back to those other videos maybe next week or something like that.
So y'all hear the wisdom, right? This is a whole new segment we about to roll out on Patreon. We're putting this behind a paywall because we need some money. We broke up in here, and it's good wisdom. You pay for good wisdom, right? So we gotta work on that. What do we call it? Wisdom from D. Something. We'll come up with some name.
Tip for the day. Tip for the day.
There you go.
Just show up.
With D-KNOX. There you go. Show up with D-KNOX. I like that. Kind of rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, we gotta get back to those two. Tip for the day.
For sure. We ain't done those.
Up.
I've been cool, man. I just been working. I did 15 hours yesterday. It's just kind of
Lord.
Yeah, I don't know how the hell I'm surviving, but I am, and I'm doing it because I need to, and I'm glad I'm able to do it because I'm able to do what we do, and we bring on good guests like this next gentleman we're about to bring to the stage.
Oh hell yeah!
We're gonna get into how because as ironically, well, I'll save that for a second. But if you don't know who this guy is, I don't know where the hell you probably don't. I don't know. I mean, some people do, some people don't. It's like you gotta know. If you know, you know.
Right.
And then if you don't know, you want to know. And by the end of this interview, you're really gonna want to know who this person is. So coming to the stage, it's probably, and I'll say this later. It's probably the most creative person I've ever seen in this, especially Detroit, the Detroit techno thing, however you want to do it though. And from the first time I've seen him, I was like amazed and awe, like, damn, you see this dude? You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's what it was though. So enough of me talking because I can talk all day, unfortunately. And we're going to bring him to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please bring a good round of applause to the one and only Mr. Bileebob.
What's up, fellas? What up, though?
We chilling. How are you? You all right?
Yeah, man. I'm chilling outside on my porch.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I got a house full of kids, and it's quiet out here.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, D, you talking about getting out in nature, man? I'm totally down with that, man. It's sometimes you got to do it because of age.
Yeah.
regardless of how our fair skin.
Right.
Right.
But,
yeah, for sure, man. It's good to,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's good to get outside, take little breaks. I've been learning that a little bit more about the importance of just taking breaks,
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if you've been following us or people have been following the show, we tend to make a name for the episodes. And this kind of has a little meaning for me.
Mm-hmm.
And when we explain how we're going to, and I don't know if you've seen the promo, the management promo, like.
I saw the one with the hot and track.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get into that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So. Episode number 27. DAT Horse with Bileebob. There you go.
Oh yeah, the famous horse.
This is. I can bring you back. I don't know the year, but I know it was like 90 something.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that, right? So I go to this party, and we're on the west side of the state. People, if you don't know, me and Donnell from the west part of Michigan. I'm from Grand Rapids. He's from Kalamazoo. Detroit is roughly maybe 2.5 hours east of.
Oh no.
Well, for me, I think Grand Rapids is longer.
Yeah. From Kalamazoo is about.
Kalamazoo is maybe hour and a half.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. But anyway, so we go to this party with shouts out to Kiko, man. If you ever see this, I don't know. Our boy Kiko. And he's like, yo, man, there's a party at this building, the Packard plant. And I'm like, okay, y'all want to go? Let's go. So we drive to Detroit to this rundown plant that really didn't exist, but yet people were throwing parties in here, and it was packed full of people.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't remember the line. No, I do, kind of, sort of. It was D-Win,
Oh, D win.
Paris.
Oh yeah, Perry. Yep.
And you.
That might have been that's probably a poor boy party.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Dot Duong. He was one of the first ones to do it in that space.
Okay.
He may have discovered that space first.
Okay. So we get to the party, and it's full of people, and place was almost it was a warehouse. This is a factory, you know what I mean? Some people were doing stuff. So all of a sudden, I think D-Win played. Somebody played before you. I do know that. So the music was cool, you know. And then all of a sudden, it was like this big, like, commotion. And people were like cheering and screaming and yelling. And here comes this guy. And I'm not sure how tall you are. I know you're shorter than me.
5'5".
5'5". Here comes this short black guy with glasses, walking in on this wooden horse. And I'm like, what the hell is going on over here, right? And people were screaming. It was like the dopest shit I ever seen in my life, right? So like, I'm puzzled. I'm a little bit puzzled. So I'm like, okay. So he gets on. All the lights is dead. There was lights before and they all went black. And then I hear this. What the fuck is that? It turns out it's the Saint Etienne track.
Oh.
That's in the promo. Something motor. And I'm like, damn, this is dope. And the next thing I hear, the song that's also in the promo is the Fuse track. And I'm like, this was the dopest shit I've ever heard. I've never heard parties, nobody played that type of stuff.
Right.
It was there, but nobody ever played it. And especially starting off like that. So he created this whole move and his vibe. And mind you, people, this is about over 25 years ago.
Yeah, that would have. So that was like 92, 93 probably.
So, and the fact that I'm 51 years old and I can remember that specifically, the song, all that shit. And from that, I think I've seen you one time after that, and I can't recall where. And then after that, you know, you get older, you do your thing, and the next thing I know, you come out with the track on UR with the video, the phone track, and which was dope as hell, different dope, and you in the video. Yo, man, that's my man that was on the horse.
That's crazy.
So ever since then, man, I've been a huge fan, and I'm fascinated. And then today, before we were prepping a little bit, you know, I had my little situation I told you about. Donnell was there, and I didn't remember he was there, and I thought we didn't come together, but we did. So we both seen you. That was our first time, our first introduction to you.
Oh, crazy!
Both at the same time, so it was crazy, man.
Yeah, and him and actually Paris, I think they were playing together.
Yeah. So I can get in
together that night. They had pajamas. They had like, I think he was dressed like Mr. Howe on Gilligan's Island. You know, the pajamas and that robe, and he had that horse. In Paris, I don't remember. I think he also had on some kind of suit, or no, some kind of pajamas too, or something. But it was killing it. Yeah, it was like because it was like, okay, I thought I seen it all when I used to see tracks all the time, you know.
Oh yeah.
All that stuff. Yeah, but then when I saw that, I was like, what the, you know, like you said, I mean, I was just watching the whole show, and it never left. I always remember these dudes.
Crazy. That was awesome.
From back then, I would be saying the name, and then even later, fast forward the tape, because Paris and Oliver Way, you know, they started doing some things together, and I always, every time I talk to Oliver, yeah, but I remember when he was with Bileebob back in the day, you know, that first party, you weren't there. I was there. I had the privilege of being there that night and watching this, you know, it was such showmanship. First of all, the music was banging, but, you know, the music to be banging and the showmanship, and to have that to come in, the dress the way you guys were, I was like, this is just like some Prince on the level of Prince or something in here, So yeah, man, y'all was like a big influence. Just the fact of showmanship and just what they done, for the music back then. It always was in my mind, in my head. I considered you guys like legends.
Oh well, I really appreciate that, and yeah, man, just going back, 92, 93. I can go back before that, but just touching on me and Paris, we were introduced through Gillespie.
Oh, okay.
Probably before that, and our first introduction was kind of Paris, right when I had met Paris, he had his brother had just passed. So it was a kind of a traumatic point in his life, But then things kind of settled down for him. We would get together, we'd go hang out. He lived out in Royal Oak at the time, and I was over on the east side. I lived over off of Cadju and 94, right outside of Grosse Pointe, but on the Detroit side. And but no, so during that time, so I was in college or out of college around that time. But anyway, first meeting Paris. Oh, and just, getting together, and he invited me over to play records, and he's like, "Hey man, let's go get some 40s and just play some play some records, man." So we were just we just like clicked. Like he liked what we were playing each other's stuff. He was into hip hop and jungle and techno. I was into electro and techno, and like rock and like new wave and stuff like that, right? But we both had this thing where we would, whatever we were playing, we would always bring in like rock music over, electro beats or, especially, like hip hop and jungle. I mean, that's a given, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But so like we just had we just instantly clicked. So anyway, right away, we were like, man, we got to just like do this all the time, So we came up with the tag team duo as Heckle and Jekyll.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was a kickback and a love for the cartoons. What's my man's name? That used to do they used to do those cartoons. So we tag team together as Heckle and Jekyll, for a long time, and then and then we kind of blew up when we kind of debuted at Interstellar Outback. It was a Midwest festival in I think in Kentucky in '93.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it was like I don't know if it was one of the first, but I mean that's '93. That was like the kind of like the peak of of the rave scene, maybe barely the peak, but I mean, it was the shit was popping, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Josh Wink was on the bill, and I mean, Midwest, that's, Kentucky. So you had, people from like Indiana and Detroit and just all over the place in this cornfield, right? So me and Paris are, and that kind of became our thing too, just kind of being like, not tore up, but like we would always like 40 up, and
yeah,
Boone's Farm was like my juice, So so like the middle or close to the end of the track, he starts going in the jungle, and I pull out Joe Jackson Stepping Out.
Mm-hmm.
It was overdue. People were like, "What the fuck, dude?" This was, and even now, people still like, bring up, like, Joe Jackson, play that Stepping Out. So I still get that shit, man. So
okay.
So like even back then, it was always about, and Gillespie was tight with our crew. He was all, all of us were just all about just fooling, just having a good time wherever we were. Those poor boy parties at, the Packard plant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was all homeboys, and all the people on the bill were, people we were tight with, Godfather, and it was just crazy, energy, and just nothing but fun, So we tried. But yeah, talking about the costumes though. So, but yeah, we would just, it was just a crazy idea. Paris is like, hey man, let's dress up like this or whatever. I was like, all right, man, I'll wear some pajamas. He's like, all right, man, I got some, let's go get some wigs, and stuff like that. We'd walk in with like rubber gloves and, bathrobes, with nothing underneath, you know what I'm saying? and then just kill it, with like, hard techno and electro. So.
Yeah. No.
But, yeah. So, a lot of that. So all that really carries over to why I wear a wig now.
Mm-hmm.
Because that carried over into the poobahs. The poobahs are, wearing costumes into that, and even me wearing a wig when I do, solo stuff is kind of like just carrying on that, that energy and that. I don't know. I never really saw it as showmanship, but I guess that is a part of. Making your presentation memorable,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that was over 20 years ago, and the fact that I remember it like that, I mean,
yeah,
and I see that. But you guys did, I think you guys said, because me honestly, before y'all did that, y'all were like, before like Dead Mouse and all them with y'all did all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not that extreme, but you guys did that, and that was the first time I've ever seen that ever. Ever. And the fact that these some black cats doing that, and that was like dope as hell. Like,
yeah,
man.
Yeah, and and we didn't do it, for gimmick. We were just, we were doing it because we were fooling among our boys and our friends. We knew our friends would love it,
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the none of. I think back then, a lot of us were doing things. And we just weren't really thinking. I don't know about you. I wasn't really thinking about the future. I just was just in a moment of, okay, I'm just happy to get my record out. Going down to Record Time, or maybe over to Chicago to Gramophones, and just going to the record store, as we were talking before in the past on previous shows. Everybody was there, but I wasn't looking at them like, okay, they're stars. I'm just like, oh, okay, cool, Rob's here, or DJ Sneaks here or whoever, but I'm just going there Saturday with whatever little money I had and trying to get what records I could get, and then maybe I went to Wetman's and got me a keyboard or something for $40 at the pawn shop and just knew, okay, I'm gonna get home, make some tracks, but not looking at those things. Oh man, you know what? So-and-so was in the record store and I didn't even think about it, but just taking chances, because that's, you guys were taking chances. As Myles said, people weren't coming to no parties like that. But you guys had, okay, hey, let's do this. And at the end of the day, it was about the music. You still rock the music. But those chances, it just worked.
Yeah. And I still try to do that as far as taking chances, even with performing now, there's oh shoot. You guys still there?
Yeah.
I can't see you. But anyway.
Yeah, no, it's only you now.
Yeah, as far as taking chances, I mean, you gotta push yourself because nobody else is going to, for one. I mean, if you got an idea of something you want to try, I mean, it's going to work in the studio, it's going to work in your head, but I mean, just you got to execute, and you make that. I mean, you're gonna make some mistakes, right? But if you don't make that first step, it's gonna, I mean, the final product is gonna be totally different than your first inception of the idea.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Yeah. All right.
So here I gotta explain how I got my name too.
Yeah.
So in so I went to so in '89 I graduated from high school. I started going to went to U of D. 89 I was a freshman. And then shortly after that, I started going to my first introduction to clubs was some fraternity brothers. They were trying to rush me, to get me to join their frat. So this is like September, like before school even started. They say, "Hey, let's go down to. We want to take you out to this club, Majestics, downtown."
Okay.
Majestic Theater. So at the time, so every Friday, Blake Baxter was had a Friday night, and he was playing, new wave and techno and house and stuff like that up on the big stage. Have you guys been to that theater?
I've never been there.
Oh man. So I mean, it's just like it was an old legendary a real theater, Actually, the legend is Houdini performed there, right?
Oh, okay.
So up on the stage are these huge bass bins, left side, right side, just huge, giant, right? And the whole room is like the ceilings are super high and kind of domed, so like when sound is in there, it's cavernous, right?
Okay.
So so my first and then they had on the back wall, they would have like these reel-to-reels playing kind of like drive-in like B movies and shit. So man, so this is like my first impression of like after hours and all that, club life. The first time I walked in there, there weren't that many people in there, but it was my first time hearing Yaz Situation outside of like my own, like, listening to it at home, or something like that. I was like, oh my man, I was like, man, I love this track, man. So he starts, playing some other stuff, maybe some industrial, some stuff I didn't know. And then he starts going into, some techno and stuff, more people start coming in and stuff. And then people start dancing up on the stage, and that became the night, right? But so like Majestics on Fridays was like the go-to Friday, right?
Okay.
So a couple nights into that, that's when I met Gillespie, Adriel, Dot, just all the like the my 90s rave crew.
Okay.
We all kind of started there. And then I got way off track. But so going back to my name, when I was in college, I started making T-shirts. And no, I started making these. There was this a fashion. I think that there was like these hats, kind of like this, but they had like a little tag on it, and like a little laminate.
Okay.
What's his name? Not Damon Dash. I can't think of the name of the company, but anyway, so I started. So laminates at the time, when you would go to like kind of like when you go to festivals or like backstage passes, you get a laminate. So back then, so rave promoters would make them for their parties, and like make laminates. So it was big to collect, whatever rave you went to, you would collect your laminates, right? So I had an idea to not make these short hats. I'd make long one, like sleep caps.
Oh yeah, I know you.
Yeah. So, and then I put like a little laminate on there, and it had like my little company, my name on it. So anyway, I was making it with my man Robert, Robert Barnetti. So he was helping me make these hats. So we were like, okay, we need a name for our, our company or whatever. So we took his first name, Robert, my last name, Williams, Robert, William, Bill, Bob, right? Right. So anyway, so the name of our little group was Bileebob Wearables. So after a while, he kind of, not that he dropped off, but I kind of started doing everything myself.
Mm-hmm.
So at the same time, I was passing out mixtapes because I had, up to college, beyond college, I had like a mobile DJ business,
Okay.
And I started getting in the techno and started buying records, and I was like, oh man, I really want to, start playing these parties. I'd make these mixtapes, and I was like, oh man, I was like, I'll be Bileebob, and I'm gonna promote my clothes, my Bileebob wearables.
Mm-hmm.
So, short story is, the DJ name, the DJ life took over than the clothes did,
Right.
But yeah, so that's where the Bileebob came from.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a big thing for a while.
Yeah. So not only that, but I would tell. So people ask me where I got that name. Sometimes I'll tell them. Usually, when I walk into a party, people go. When I start playing, people are like, "Yeah!" That goes with the horse too.
Horse, yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, do you remember your first party you ever played?
That I played? Yeah, I do. It was at a place called the Alley, which is off. It was off of the Lodge and New Center, off the Service Drive. So the Alley was actually you would take the Service Drive headed, like downtown, I think. But you would take the Service Drive, you would kind of cut through this little warehouse district.
Okay.
And actually, but there was this little space that they would promoters would throw parties at. Carlos Oxholm would do sound. He was like a big sound guy back then, kind of like how Fotis is doing now. Like Carlos was like the guy doing a lot of like the after hours.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He would do the sound. I can't remember who would do. Somebody would normally do like these late night events, but Alan Bogle.
Around.
Yeah, he runs audio rescue team with Fotis.
Okay.
I had given, so at the time also, he was one of the promoters of his crew was Voom.
Remember that?
Yeah, so Voom was Stephen Rome, Alan Bogle, Mark Bishke. They did a lot of the parties at the Bankel in the 90s, mid 90s. I gave him a tape because I wanted to get in with that, with their crew. Mm-hmm. They were doing all the raves back then. So he got me my first gig at the Alley, and I opened up for I probably went first, and I went before Dan Bell.
Oh, damn.
And I finished playing, and I was all nervous, and Dan walks up. He's always a super sweet, super nice guy, right? He's like, hey man, a nice set or whatever. I was like, yeah man, it's my first time playing. And he's like, oh, okay, pretty cool, blah blah blah. And but yeah, that was my first. That was the first. Yep.
Yeah. I remember them because that's like my first party was one of their parties at that building, and I think they had booked Kiko. It was him, Kiko, and Miles Mater.
Hey, you remember Show? I don't remember if he was from Lansing, or he might have been from Lansing. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
Oh, that's right. Lansing had their thing too.
Mm-hmm.
I remember. and their record
But,
store.
I remember you though. I remember seeing you though, D, on back then. I don't know. I don't remember if we played parties together. I'm sure we played at least something together. But I remember
We could have, because I did play a lot of I'll say illegal parties back then. But the strangest thing too, I remember playing a lot with Lenny and his brother, Octave One. Like when I go back and look at some old flyers now, I'm like, yeah, I was playing with them in Chicago too, because I just forgot about a lot of little events I played on, whatever, because I didn't keep the flyers to a lot of them, and a lot of them, as I said, they were like some obscure place. They're like coming out seeing rave kids get robbed, and I'm just walking by like, oh, okay. Especially in Detroit, man, it was a lot. A lot of times I didn't stick around either. I'd play and drive right on back to Kalamazoo, which was a mistake, because one time I almost lost my life doing that. Driving back, I swear, I was telling Myles before, like I fell asleep just passing the tire, and somehow I was driving. I woke up and I was like by Ann Arbor.
Oh, crazy!
So sleeping somehow in that car, I quickly rolled the window down and was like,
Right.
So, but I'm sure we did, man. Back then, those were just fun times, man. I know it's like can't go back to those days, but it'd be nice to vibe those times,
Yeah,
it's fun, man. Just fun.
Yeah, it was, man. It's different.
But I will ask you this, man, while we got you talking. I'm just kind of curious for you. What was early life like, in Detroit growing up, and then what is it like now? Because like, as you know, I spent a lot of time in Detroit too, especially summers. 'Cause I had this, like, a lot of my years, I had to spend half my summer in Detroit and another half in Chicago, just so my mom could have a break. But when I was in Detroit, I was always I was on Clement Street off of Livernois, staying at my aunt's house over there all the time. But I kind of know, how it could be in Detroit growing up a bit, but just curious from your point of view growing up, like what was the day to day like, in school and just family life, friends, before techno, the youngster.
Yes, my dad was in the military, so we moved around a little bit, and I moved here in 84, 85, and went to Catholic school, St. Clair. Of Montefiore, and like right on the Detroit Grosse Pointe border, and so that was like 8th grade, and but the neighbors. So I lived in East English Village, so between Cashew and like Outer Drive, and so like back then it was it was quiet, kind of, it felt suburban. I mean, it wasn't really mixed. It was mostly still white, there were some other black families, but we didn't. I mean, we never had any any trouble that way. But and then I went to school with when I was in 8th grade, I went to school with a bunch of Grosse Pointe kids, So and then so I've always felt that, like, even prior to that, when I was a little kid, I lived in New York. I lived on Governor's Island. So Governor's Island right now, I think it's turned into a national park right now, but back then it was a military base. And and you had to take a ferry from, it was like a 5-minute ferry ride from Manhattan Island to Governor's Island. So it was very secluded, and by being military, it was very protective and insulated, right? So a lot of my life has really felt like protected. you know, I mean, I've had shit happen to me, but I've really never had that, you know, like that stress of, you know, like being robbed and, you know, like crime and stuff like that. I haven't really, I've had that happen to me, but that has not been like it's not my DNA. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I think that's probably carried over into how, you know, we raise our family now. You know, we moved out of the city and you know, lived out in the country for a little bit, and yeah, we love it. You know, kids love it, and you know.
Yeah. How do you one question. So like Detroit as a city, you know what I mean? A lot of people, especially like in this techno industry and stuff like that, right? Like a lot of people say it's like the Mecca of like techno. Do you see it that way, or is this kind of like it's just Detroit? You know what I mean? Like some people view it in different ways. Like most people that I know from Detroit, they don't really. I think it's like this ideal. Like everybody else thinks it's you know, the Mecca, but people from Detroit, oh yeah, it's just the city I'm from, man. You know what I mean? So, do you have how do you feel about that? Like, do you have a certain opinion about that?
No, I mean, it always has a. I mean, even though I wasn't born here, I spent a lot of my, I guess, the part of my life that has influenced me the most has been in Detroit. So I just consider that home, you know. You know, related to the music, yeah, I still say that it is the Mecca. That and especially the time that I came up, you know, I had an opportunity to, you know, to meet and you know, work with a lot of those cats that you know, helped forge that sound, and have, you know, been able, you know, gone on to carry it, you know, internationally, you know. So you know, many of them, you know, we call friends, you know. So yeah, and you know, Chicago has their thing, but I mean, there's, you know, we have our own sound, and I mean, it can't be replicated.
That's true. That's very true. I can see, like, you know, just going through like some of the stuff I've heard from you. Like, you were making music, but I never really knew that how to extent you were making music, and then I started seeing. I know you're doing this thing with the modular live stuff, man. You like, and it's dope, and it's just real creative, and I can see you're really passionate about it. And I see the difference from in the music that you make. It's little pieces of here and there, but I think it's you. You know what I mean? It could be from electro, it could be from techno, it can be different from spacey atmospheric stuff that you do, and it's all dope. But you can tell, you know, it has that certain vibe and feel, and I think that is like a Detroit thing. You know what I mean? And you can tell it, and it's really good. And so to move to that, tell us how the telephone song came about.
Is this background noise too loud?
No, it's good, man.
I was wondering. I was like, somebody cutting the grass?
Yeah, man. I'm out on my porch, man.
Okay, I was like, somebody out there.
I actually thought it was I do the same thing.
Somebody cutting the grass.
Yeah, so Get a Phone came about at the time, you know, I was, you know, in the DAW. I was using Reason. I use Audacity a lot for you know, multi-track stuff. So I had the, you know, I had the you know, the basic track or the instrumental parts, and from Reason,
Mm-hmm.
and laid the vocal in Audacity. A lot of times for vocals, I'll use my car as a booth,
Okay.
because it's so so insulated. But I guess so the story behind the lyrics. I had a friend who I would go visit. They had a spot downtown, and whenever I would try to reach out to them, it was so this is back when it was still payphones, right?
Okay.
So there were still payphones around, but a lot of people still had. I was always real slowed up for like phone technology. They had a cell phone, but whenever I needed to try to reach her, it was always like this big old hassle to try to like connect with this person.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, man, you just need to get a phone. Just get a damn phone. So I took that was part of the influence, and then the other part, of course, being married and having family. You got the part about the. I know you out there at the club. My girl giving me a hard time about being out late and all that. There's a little bit of play on that too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Did you have any idea? Because that would like that thing just blew up.
So
that was
when I at the time I was living in Hillsdale. We had moved the family out to Hillsdale.
Okay.
But I would come to the city every now and then. One time I came to the city. I had been working with the Poobahs.
Mm-hmm.
I had been working with the Poobahs, and I had to move. So as far as getting, I couldn't keep working with them because the distance was just too much. So being out in the country and just being out on my own, I felt really separated from music and stuff like that. I was like, man, I got to do something. I got to get back into this. So and as far as like we were talking about taking chances.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I had a little bit of a relationship with banks. I knew I could stop in. Actually, I had a better relationship than I thought, because at one time I did work at when they had that Submerge had that space at 2030 Grand River.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So I did some work for him at Mike was trying to kick off somewhere in Detroit as a record store.
Mm-hmm.
So and then I worked for him for about a month or so, and at one point I believe he was he was kind of priming me to to be a UR DJ. I think this was right before Alan Oldham became the DJ, because I had stopped working for the store and did something else, But so yeah, we're talking about taking chances. So I had some demos. I was in the Detroit area. I stopped by he had just moved to his new spot, and dropped off a demo. He said he'd listen to it, and then he reached out to me. He's like, "Hey man, blah blah blah." So I went down and started spending some time down there, and was playing some. He said he was playing some demos or something, and he was playing. He played Get a Phone. He's like, man, that's the one right there. Because he's got that ear. He's like, he knows what's hot.
Yeah.
So he really dug that one. He liked everything about it. It was silly. It was funky. He always said that I got like a real funky edge,
Mm-hmm.
So he really liked that, and Cornelius became my manager for a bit, and prior to that, I had that other release. So my first release with UR was Sunshine.
Oh,
and so that was my first vocal for them. So get a phone was the second, actually. And actually the other side was the track that I was hot about, was the Call Me is the track that I was hoping was going to get put out, but
okay.
The Call Me track is another vocal track, but it's just real hard, electro, real,
okay,
bleeps and bloops and stuff. But
Santiago.
That track blew up, and again, because I was kind of removed from the scene, I would hear little things, here and there. I was like, oh man, I love your track, blah blah blah. So and so's playing that. I get video clips of some cat overseas, playing it in a set. I was like, oh, this is crazy, and then after a while, I started realizing, oh, this is how big is this?
That's big.
Yeah. But so that felt good. That felt good. So you never know how to follow that up. So I just kept doing what I do, and again, like something happened where I had to step away from the scene for a little bit, and I kind of lost touch with UR. And then when I came back towards the city, we had moved from Hillsdale to Canton. Things had changed, and I had kind of hopped on I reconnected with I had connected with Eric Hinchman. He was a promoter back in the 90s, and a DJ, but he was starting kind of like a digital label called Equal Recordings. So he had reached out to me, and he said he wanted to help put some of my music out, that's what I wanted to hear, because I was at a point where I was separated from the scene. I was like, man, nobody knows who I am, and I was like, anything that'll help me, keep putting my because I was still making music,
right?
Yeah, but so Equal Recordings, I can keep going, because I was working with there was a guy I was working with. I was working in Troy at the Kmart data center, and there was a guy that worked there named Scott McIntyre, who was he was in the techno and stuff too. So again, we paired up. He had gear. He had Reason. And we would pair up. We realized that we worked good together, making music. And sometimes there was a park nearby. We would because Reason, you could just load it on your computer and make tracks, right? So we would go to this park at lunchtime and work on some tracks, and so we ended up putting together a collection of tracks, and Eric Hinchman was able to put them out on digital.
Okay.
And Equal Recordings, and we recorded as Urban Legend and Black Echo Zone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've seen the Black Echo Zone thing.
Yeah, that's him.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
So we ended up putting out about 3 albums that you could download now.
So you mentioned like a few times during the course of our conversation that there's been times where you've stepped away from things. Is that do you think that's a good thing or?
For me, it was priorities. It was my, because of my family situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the family had moved out of the area, but even when I would always find ways to still get gigs and stuff like that. So and I still do that now, but a lot of I'm just not able to travel as much,
right?
Like I want to, but
right. That's good though. Well, I'm glad you're still doing your thing, man. Like I said,
yeah,
it's dope. And like I say, and
no, I was gonna say, kind of speaking on that too. I did. I don't know. So now that I have been, so me and Eric started doing a night down at Speaker Box, like started doing a monthly or every couple months down at Speaker Box. And maybe 3 years ago we started doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe 2 years ago or a year or so, I started bringing my gear down.
I was just about to ask you about that. So yeah.
So I would, every month or so, I would bring my gear down and just kind of perform in the just right there on the floor, on the dance floor. And it's just one of those things where I would just do it every month, Mm-hmm. By doing that, it's natural. You're going to get better and better. You're going to improve. I mean, I shouldn't say it's natural. I mean, if you want to, if you're alert to that learning process,
Yeah.
If you're leaving a show and you're like, okay, this worked, this didn't work. How can I improve this? Boom. Next month, I got another opportunity to do it again, but this time better, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I kept doing that month after month after month, and then boom, Instagram videos, boom, started getting more comments. I was like, oh, okay, this shit's popping off. So I kept just repeat, and then you start, it starts working. People want you to start doing perform at their parties. And the funny thing is, all this time I was known as a DJ, but now I've been doing so many live shows lately that people don't even realize that I DJ.
Yeah. What do you prefer, the DJ?
I'm all about doing these live shows now, especially like the modular.
Okay.
Yeah, live. As I was telling Myles, man, getting older, I was like, I think I prefer to do the live now.
Yeah.
I'll still DJ from time to time, of course, but I'm more about the live set now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know you just did, because my friend Josh, he's been on the show a few times. He's on my label too, but he does a night, I think it's called Crush or something, at Speaker Box once a month. And then he started doing a thing. He just had a show last night over there. I was supposed to go, but I was working so late at the church that they'll be doing something.
Oh, yeah. That's my man's spot.
Yeah. So I know he told me that, I think either a week ago or not too long, like you just did a show there, and he said that it was off the hook, the modular thing. So.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sleep Olympics are the promoters. They had me out. And I played right before DJ Pierre.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That dude is insane. Pierre is off the hook.
Yeah.
But and then the next night I had a gig at or was that the night? I don't remember. I think it might have been that Monday. I had a show at the Motor City Wine. I think that was the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a kind of like a back-to-back night. But and I was lucky that both of them went off like real good.
I heard it was amazing, because there's a few people told me like, yo, he killed it. Oh,
man, because I've had some shows. I've had a few shows where they didn't go as well as I thought. And a lot of it is like the way I prepare.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do, I do a lot of jam sessions, and you were talking about kind of back in the day where you just hit record, let it go, and that's kind of how I do it now. But sometimes when I'm preparing for shows, I'll just keep coming up with ideas, and sometimes it'll be like the day before, or I'll be almost walking out the door, I'll be like, oh, let me bring this little keyboard, let me bring, you know what I mean? Let me bring this pedal. Man, I did that a couple times, and then you go to hook your stuff up, and because you're adding something that you haven't done all week, you know what I'm saying? And I go to I'm in a live situation, and I can't get my shit hooked up, or it's not, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh man, what's going on? And it just fucks you up.
Yeah.
So I've gotten a lot smarter with, sticking with what you got, trying to travel light and stuff like that. Especially with, I just recently got invited to play in New York in January at Bossa Nova Civic.
Oh yeah. I played it once. Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yes, I'm excited about that. But D, we were talking about doing live stuff and travel. So I have to try to think about
slim it down. That's why I just decided to use Ableton Live. So I just the push controller and launch control. I said, okay, I did a show on Horror. It was like nice. They let me do my first live set on their platform so I could show. But it was easy to go to Berlin from Warsaw because it's only like about 5 hours maximum on the train. So I could carry it. But when I started thinking about the plane, I said, I'm just going to ask the promoters to rent the push and to rent that launch control because those two pieces are pretty easy. I think they can rent that. And that way I can just show with my MacBook, plug into the Zone 96 and just roll that way. But I just figured, okay, that's what Ableton Live was designed for, actually, to play live. So if I can take old stuff that I've done, chop them up, into little bits, and new stuff that I've done and put it all together in there and just roll that way. That's what I did, actually, because I said, yeah, exactly what you said. I said, man, the travel, I know how it is. You get to the airport, oh, what's this? You have everything packed in there nice. They're going to take everything out. Make a mess of it.
Modular with all them wires and shit. They be
and as you know, Ableton Live, you can
back room.
Yeah, back room. Yeah, you can. With Ableton, you can make your I have made my own kind of modular with it at times. Just putting up like LFOs and different racks in there. I'm like, okay, it's basically behaving like a modular. Because a lot of people don't think to do that. Actually make your modular set in Ableton just by putting using all internal stuff.
You ever
as well,
You have to is it VCV?
You mean from going out of push or
no? There's a software called, I think it's called VCV.
Oh yeah, no, just even without using any of those softwares, you can actually use all the stuff in Ableton and create your own. You can start making your own racks in there, and it'll be modular.
Yeah,
because it was one of those moments I was thinking, I wonder if it's possible to do it in there, because I was checking out other digital ones, and I said, oh, it's totally possible just to do it in Ableton. You just have to know, you're triggering stuff, envelopes, LFOs, and everything, and it works. Probably one day, if you have time, we could maybe do a Zoom call or something over, and I can, we can talk about it more that way.
Yeah. That's
Oops.
Uh-oh. I'm sure he'll come back soon. The leaf blower must have got him.
Or somebody back there cutting that grass.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Plural said, what up, homies?
Mr. Jam Man in the house.
Yeah, I was Plural's doing this modular thing too. And he also has a alias, which I forgot the name, but it's like a harder techno version of him, and it's pretty.
And he's doing photography like me.
Photography too.
I like that. Like
me a few times, so it's pretty good. And back to when you guys were talking about modular, he said, "Yes, that's what life is about these days." And I guess I would. Well, I can't say I agree because I don't do it, but I'm sure you do. So
no, I mean, it's kind of. I mean, it's just freedom again because the live set. First of all, you really don't have to go over an hour, so that's nice to trim it down a bit time wise. But it's just kind of nice that wow, this is all my stuff,
right?
Or stuff I've released or stuff I've created, and it's me. And I can represent myself in a different way other than just DJing. Because come on, we don't DJ for so many years. It's basically like riding a bike. And still to the day, bro, you wouldn't believe. I still get people, oh, why you not playing on the vinyl? Why you not doing the CDJs? I'm like, dude, here we go again with this, man. Like, do I got to say it again? Give me 50 of your records and 3 decks, and I don't need to know what the records are.
Right.
That just stop it. If you guys are listening now and you're thinking that, stop it. I love using Tractor and I love doing hybrid sets. I mean, I still have turntables. I started in hip hop, but after so many years, man, it's just like, okay, what else can I do with it? Playing 2 tracks. I like to do something more, But yes, if someone would book me to do a vinyl set, then time code vinyl. It's the same thing. It's just that the computer is somewhere on the side, but
yeah,
I'm just not taking the platters off the turntables, but it's the same thing. If I have to go old school, I'm not carrying around 100 records anymore in a crate. That's just not gonna happen. Especially with the travel. Nope.
That is true.
I can take two records, no sound card, because if they have a zone mixer, USB cable, and let's say Myles and I are doing a back-to-back set, hook his computer up, do the same thing over there. We rolling without a record box.
Flo said it's easier to travel with.
Easier to travel with, yeah, exactly.
So since we're waiting here, if Billy joins us again, we'll see. This I want to. Let me take a look at something real quick. Like we always say, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Do it, guys.
If I can get to this thing.
And not only to the channel, guys, but follow us on our other socials. Follow not just the MS Life, but follow Myles on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
You'll be happy, guys. It's not gonna kill you just to click follow.
And it don't cost nothing. So I'm looking at the site right now. We have 549 subscribers.
Yay. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate the love.
Good. And 3 videos on my page. I'm sure of stuff there earlier, but yeah. So yeah, 549. So our goal, which would be great, I'm sure we won't hit it, but 1,000 subscribers would be nice by the end of the year.
Then we have to change your statement and say we're getting those 1,000 subscribers.
See,
it's coming.
We're in the woods now. This is Patreon stuff that we're giving you right now. But
yeah,
Donnell,
you have to say it. We got to control the energy.
Yeah.
So if we say we're gonna hit 1,000 subscribers, then our mind will make it happen. That 1,000 or more.
Yeah,
we're gonna have more. Guys, we're bringing you good stuff, good people, good conversations. These are people, you're not seeing in other places. Well, some of them,
might see them, but I think we come from a different angle. I'm not, if you listen to most of our interviews, we talk about music, but some of them we've gone off the rails and they don't even got nothing to do with music. We talk about the background of people's lives and what got them into this type of stuff.
That's exactly what we want to know. I want to know what you did when you was a kid.
Yeah.
Because that stuff can tell me how you got to where you are. At some point, someone's going to say something, I played piano or I had these music classes or something, but
Yeah.
Yeah. So far, you guys that have been supporting, we really, really appreciate you. And those that have been on the show,
thank you.
Really appreciate it, definitely. And we would like to have you again sometime in the future, like a part 2. But it won't be you. It will be you and somebody else too.
Right.
Like it's a part 2. So like, for example, Santiago could be good that he's on with Bileebob or somebody because they're connected with UR.
Yeah, and he chimed in today, and I totally forgot that for a second. So I mean, he kind of worked together in some sort of strange fashion.
James, we might have to throw you on with somebody. You and Kevin with somebody else.
Yeah.
Like it'd be nice if we could get a hold of my man Charles Noel. I know he's out in New York, or Todd Sines, or Tatanton. The whole Columbus crew.
Yeah. I think he's back.
James, maybe you can make that happen. James, can you find the fellas?
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Hey, there he is.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Man. My computer died, dude.
Oh, it's all good, man. It's all good.
So you were talking about Columbus crew, Elemental crew, dude. I missed that first part.
Oh yeah, back then Tatanton having the orchestra or people coming in playing the violin while he was DJing and he was conducting them.
Oh wow.
And mixing, big Kevin Kennedy powerhouse. Back in the days, Charles Noel, Charles released for me. He has some dope stuff, man. I remember him. I remember back in the day when we was hanging out in Kalamazoo because he was playing on some events and he was using Ableton way back then. I was up there using Fruity Loops.
Yeah.
Like my mind was just stuck on Fruity Loops and he was like, oh, it's Ableton is nice. I couldn't even see it back then. I was like, nah, this is quick. I just turn it on and boom, I got a track. And like I was recording straight in the SoundForge out of the program, but made some records that way. And they actually, when I listen to it now, they sounded okay. Those were the Integral days.
Yeah. I think I had that one too, SoundForge.
Yeah.
Possible. So we got to make that happen too.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's cool.
Yeah, I remember hooking up with those guys, Ed Luna and when we started doing some party, traveling to Columbus for parties, and then their whole crew would come here, Yeah, that was huge. I mean, that was like we would start realizing how big the scene was, getting at the time,
Yeah.
And it's cool to see a lot of those guys, it's cool to see a lot of those guys still doing stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. The 90s. Like I said, man, it's for me, the time of techno, it was special, like how the 80s was with like, Prince and Purple Rain and, even 80s television things like television shows like Family Ties or Different Strokes, that vibe. But the 90s, it had that kind of vibe of the 80s to me, but in the 90s, of the techno time.
Yeah.
Couldn't even foresee digital until DG and the gang and Richie and all of them were coming down to Kalamazoo and they started having these meetings. And DG and I remember back in the late 90s, I was like, what are you doing? He said, I'm ripping my records to make them digital. It's like, why? Oh, the Stanton thing and all the, Final Scratch. I was like, what are you talking about? I couldn't even, I was like, I couldn't even see it. But there was a time when, John Aquaviva and then they were coming down to the loft, Myles, where we were, that big loft where we were all living in, where we all had our rooms, in separate studios in Fisher's loft. So yeah, it's just now to see that, okay, it's where it's gone. But techno, the energy of techno, it just seems to keep going on. As I was telling my wife the other day, I said, even though we're getting older and things are changing, techno is still finding a way, even through younger people, to keep going, even if the sound might change a little bit. But you like here in Poland, I'm finding these little crews, and sometimes you like when I see them post stuff on Instagram or I hear about their parties, I'm like, oh, it's like this is their version of it, but techno must survive. So they're feeling what we felt back then, even though I might not feel what they're doing, but like it's fun. It's just good to see how techno just keeps going. Like it's a living thing of, okay, you ain't doing nothing right now, I'm going to find these people and still come out some kind of way. And then, just thinking about that, it's like, yeah, no matter how old you get, you can just jump into this stuff, be with maybe the youngsters or some new people, but you can still bring your sound out, keep it going. And as I was getting back to the whole live show thing, like doing a live set of, it just doesn't stop. This techno thing, it just keeps going. And as long as you show up and even turn on your DAW or open up your computer or your phone, even, for that matter, something will come out. Doesn't mean everything needs to get released, but it's just the fact that you're, like Pharrell said, checking out ideas, pulling that thing down before somebody else does. If I don't take this track for the day, Bileebob might get the track for the day. The same idea that I could have had. So it's nice what this techno thing does. Look, we're having this conversation because of it.
So what do you think about techno today? I mean, do you think it's trash? You think it's like non-creative, it's not nothing special? I mean, I know there's some artists that are doing some cool stuff, but overall as a whole, do you think it's like, it's like cookie cutter? You know what I mean?
No, I mean, I don't think it's dead. I don't think it's on its last legs at all. I think it's still evolving. I don't think it's tranced out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think it still has there's still an edge to it. Like a lot of times, like things will come across my Instagram, and I'll write it down, and see, the first thing I'll do is see if it's on Bandcamp. So I could. I mean, that's just my because I'm not going to no record stores anymore. Right. So, if I hear something hot on Instagram, I'll try to find out what that is, and if I can download it real quick, or buy it real quick, boom, and then I got it, and then. But I'm still kind of salty about DJs walking in with no record bags and shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the USB stick. Yeah.
But I can say I paid my dues.
No, that's no, because I'm there too. No, I'm there too, because it's funny. For the longest, I was like a kind of a vinyl purist. And it wasn't until I started playing at Speaker Box, because they got CDJs down there. I'm like, oh, I got to learn to really dig into this shit now. And but once if you got that history and that if you know how to really work turntables, and there's nothing to CDJs.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's but yes, and I mean, now I'm all about it. I mean, I like to do both, actually. If they got if a venue has turntables and CDJs, then it's on, right?
Yeah. I think the craziest thing I ever seen, I was playing Trezor, God, probably my third time there or something years ago, but they had one of the guys, you familiar with that Pole Group label?
Oh yeah.
So one of I think it was the guy that started the group, started the label, or he either started a label, he was on a label, one of the two. I was just say he's on a label, younger guy at the time. He was killing it, and I had a conversation with somebody I knew. Like, I did know the guy who was playing. I know who he was, but I didn't know him personally. But somebody in his crew he was with, I did know. And we started talking, and he said something about, it's kind of crazy because he has never played a record in his life. And I'm like, what? And I thought about it. He's younger, you know, he's probably at least 10, 15 years younger than me. And you go back, you can see that. Number one, he's never played because where they were, they couldn't get records. It's always been digital, you know, and I see that a lot, especially like in like South America, a lot of countries like that, they can't get it with the imports and this and that, so but they can get digital. So they learn how to play digital, or it's just the fact that nobody's ever taught them, and they just simply don't know, or don't have access to turntables or whatever. But it's like, yeah, they never played digital, and they kind of threw me off. We're like, what the hell you mean you never played a record? But yet every week in the store, there's your label. Your records.
Yeah.
I'll be so gotta be for a loop, man. But I can totally see it, man. I don't know. I like it. I mean, it took me, I don't know when I first started to try the digital thing. And it was just like I've always been a thing, like with, I think too much is not always good. You can have all these, a USB stick with like 30,000 tracks or something, you know what I mean? To me, I think when you're limited, like in like a record box, maybe 50 records, depending on how big the box is. And this is it, you know what I mean? So you got to make it happen. I like that, being like the constraints of stuff. So I think sometimes being constrained makes you more creative.
Oh yeah, man. I purposely work within constraints. A lot of it's usually financial. Like one of the main reasons I haven't fallen into the caught the gas from buying modular stuff is because because of finance, right? So like I impose upon myself, like most of the modules I haven't spent probably more than 150, maybe $200, but I doubt that. I think closer to 150 bucks on my modules. And what I have, so I think I have 2 racks of about 89 HP. So so it's not, nothing super crazy, but what I have, like I use it to, I really use what I have, and there's still room for me to learn what I have, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's not like I'm like burnt out with what I got and like feel like I need to, get that next thing.
Yeah. I got to set up downstairs, so I haven't really messed with, but that's the thing with me, is just like time.
Yeah.
Like, so it's along with everything else. I got a nice little studio, but just the time, man. I'm working all these hours and just life, you know what I mean? And I know you said you have a family and stuff like that. So, I mean, I can see like just finding time for everything. It's like, it's crazy, you know what I mean? So,
yeah. I usually, like my free time doesn't really happen until like 9 p.m. In my house. And, but because I know that that's my time, I get like re-energized, so I don't, usually people are crashed out around that time. I'm like, nope, I'll be, I'm going to be holed up in the garage or whatever for, till midnight.
Right.
Or later,
Right.
I hear that. Is there anything that you wish people would know about you that they don't know?
Something real small I got to clear up about Poobahs.
Okay.
So I was part of the Detroit Grand Poobahs. I was on their first album, Funk All Y'all.
Is that the sandwiches thing on that?
That's right.
Okay.
So, but I was not on Sandwiches. But I was on like I think 3 other tracks on that album with Paris. So Sandwiches was and on that album you can see me on the album cover. I was the hunchback. If you have the vinyl, I don't know if I think it's on the CD too, on the jacket, you could see us as different characters on the on the CD jacket. Again, going back to the costumes and dressing up and stuff like that, right? But yeah, so because I get that a lot, sometimes people, they'll say, they'll think that I don't know if they think I'm Paris or I don't know, but people sometimes get confused about me making sandwiches or something like that. But yeah, that's one little thing. But no, man, no, not too much about me.
Yeah.
I'm a terrible self-promoter. I'm terrible about social media and stuff like that. But and going back to the intro, you were saying, some people might know me, some, perhaps they don't know me. And I've been around, since the 90s, and you would think with kind of my history that my name would be out there a little bit more, but again, a lot of it is because my my ultimate priority, I guess, hasn't been claiming a name in techno and stuff like that.
Right.
I like where I sit. I feel it's kind of like I still feel like I don't know. I've been in situations where my popularity was starting to really grow, and and I get those little moments where it goes to my head, right? And sometimes it had gotten to the point with the Poobahs when Paris was taking me on the road and overseas, where it was getting destructive because me and Paris had such a history of partying together. He, that was his deal. The Detroit Grand Poobahs was him and Andy. That was his group. So that was his record deal. But he invited me on the road with him and into the group and all that. But I kind of had a hard time separating, hanging with my boy and the professionalism of the record business. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of times, I'm just, hanging with my boy like old school, getting just blew out all, and then hitting the stage, man, it would be fucked up. For me, it would be fucked up because, he was used to being the front man, and that was his thing. That was kind of his thing, where he would have, the bartender bring up a bottle of Jack, and like 5 glasses, and like he'd, share it with the crowd and stuff like that. And I try to keep up, dude. And I had been in some embarrassing situations, and even overseas, and just fucking up shows, embarrassing myself, And it got to a point at one time where we had, one of the last shows, I did a show with him in Berlin. And it was I think it was, well, anyway, and it did not end well for me, and so we had stopped talking for a while, and the timing was such where I had I think he had moved too, because he moved to Vegas, and I was living in I was separated from the scene for a little bit. But I realized that our friendship had kind of and business relationship had kind of taken a toll. So that was a kind of a wake up call. And again, it was kind of one of those things where you, you work hard at your craft.
Mhm.
And for what? What are you working for? I want to put some records out. Okay, you can put some records out. I want a name. So you get your name. You're up on stage. How are you going to keep that? And I mean, this is an old story. There's, rock stars, embarrass themselves all the time, right? Just being, just all fucked up on stage. But there's a professionalism and, going back to that showmanship that you have to maintain if you want to, if you want to, keep your star shining bright.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there we were able to speak. It took a couple of years. We touched base and we brought it up. We talked about it, and I apologized, and yeah, it's just one of those things. It was fucked up in the moment, but yeah, like I was saying, I think I'm happy where I'm at, where I'm able to do shows. I'm building up something kind of solo right now that's been slowly growing organically.
Right.
And what's happening now, I feel is just real beautiful. It feels real good. And now, like I said, I got my first this is first out of state call in years.
Yeah.
So so headed to New York in January. And if I get more shows in the States, that'd be hot. I was talking to Servito about that too. Like I was asking him a few summers ago, after he had really blown up and was doing a lot of traveling, and he said, man, he was happy to not have to travel out of the country anymore. He was happy doing stuff, staying stateside. So especially the way things are going now, I wouldn't mind just staying put for a little bit. Did you see I think it was Aphrodite got the drum and bass artist, not detained, but they denied his passport or something like that.
Oh wow.
I think he was trying to get to New York or something. So he was trying to come to the States. But
yeah, it's crazy out there, man. It's totally crazy. I know D was talking about because I asked him when he was coming back, and he was like,
We take my time. You know what though, man? I was surprised. I had to renew my passport recently. That was another thing I was thinking about. Oh, okay, let's see how this gonna go. So, but they did that joker in less than a week.
Yeah,
I went in there just they make it easier because you just go online, you fill everything in. You could pay for it online, but I said no. Let me go in there, and I get in there, and I'm expecting some malarkey, like something. We can't do it now, or it's going to take forever or something. You know what I mean? But no, he was like, okay, blah, blah, blah. You want to come pick it up or we send it to you? It's like, I want to come back here and pick it up. I don't want it going in the mail and all this. And he told me, it'll probably be 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It was like 4 or 5 days. So of course, when I saw the email, you can come pick it up. There's a little thing going off in my head. What's this? Why so soon? I start thinking about all them shows, all them, he's on the flyer, there he's playing here, playing there. So
yeah,
he was a little like that, but no, it was like new passport done. I was like, wow. That was quick, and with all this stuff going on, I thought for sure with the shutdown, but no, it actually, so I said, okay, if I see it that way, then maybe now when I fly, maybe I'll fly in into Toronto or something and then catch the train And with all these planes crashing still and all this, you know.
It's like, you know, you see the thing when they have you get the thing in the mail. Hey, you want a TV? You want a new car? Come out here and claim it.
Yeah.
It's a roof full of garbage.
Like, nope.
And they get you. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
It was a little like that for me, Joe. Like I said, that was too fast. I was like, that's fast. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
You know, do I go down there or I was like, well, anyway, they got my ad, you know, they know where I'm at. So, you know, I was just going ahead to see. I thought maybe don't go on Friday, go on Monday. At least you know, keep you nice weekend. In the case it's Monday, then something happens.
Well, it's not. If you get busted, you gotta wait for the judge on the weekend.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Okay, you know, being some jail over there, or at the embassy, some jail at the embassy. But no, it was quick. I was happy because I was like, okay, now it's 10 years. That thing is done, so I can go around. But I just don't know where we're ranking at right now as far as passports around the world. I think Japan or something like that is number 1 or something, but I don't know where the American passport sits right now. And then luckily, well, not luckily, but you know, once I got married, the thing of it is I never actually got the citizenship here. I just got like the permanent resident status. So that means every 10 years I just changed the card. Because when I was checking some things about that citizenship, there's kind of different laws and rules with that, especially with the taxes. So maybe it was better for me just to have the permanent residence for now, and then later do the citizenship. You know, but Poland is getting like that too. They done changed to get your citizenship. They done changed so many rules, but I already checked the boxes for like all of them. The only thing I have to do is pass a language test. You know, like to actually get the citizenship if I want that.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, that's why I said, man, okay, when other stuff started happening, let me just see what's going on. You know, I got the Ring camera at the house in Kalamazoo, so I can see what my mom's doing back there anytime, front, backyard, you know. So I'm watching that constantly. But just as far as traveling part, yeah, I just kind of want to see also with these airports, you know, because I know they were firing people. Like,
yeah, that's been crazy.
You know, people with 20 plus years of experience, they're firing them, and you know, that'd be, if I feel any turbulence, I'm gonna be freaking out probably.
Right. So I've noticed for a fact. So we've never met, and I like to meet people. So we're gonna have to make this happen.
All right.
Yeah, and like me and D said, like, you know, when we seen you back then, it was like a breath of fresh air and an inspiration to actually see this, you know, happen, especially for somebody who's black. You know, you don't see that. You know what I mean? And it was refreshing to me to see, like, yo, he's actually doing his thing. He's having fun. He's being different, and he's in his own lane. You know what I mean? And I definitely gotta. I'm trying to do something probably next year. So if I get it worked out, I get in contact with you, because I would love to have you at an event that I do to do your modular thing, if you're willing.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And I don't know where I'm gonna do it. Probably in Grand Rapids, so because I'm trying to do something.
Nice.
But
yeah,
I think it would be dope to actually.
Hey, what are some other artists out in Grand Rapids right now?
I couldn't tell you. There's a few people. I have my friend Joshua Tree. He's in between Grand Rapids and Detroit, and then I have a friend named Mike. Mike Ned. He keeps changing his name to different stuff. There's a few artists there, man, that's actually doing some stuff. Like actually, like I think this week there's a new record store that just I'll tell you this too. It's a new record store that this guy just made. It just popped up, and I'm actually gonna go check it out when I go back home. But there's some people like, I'm in Flint now, but I'm still considered Grand Rapids. So I'm trying to move back at some point. But me, there was Kiko, Mark Helsler. He has a radio show he does every week. And I can't think of the name of it. But Mark went to U of M for school. He's a little bit, you might know. He used to do the those Unity back in the day, the crew Unity. You ever seen they had parties they were doing in Detroit?
I'm not sure, but that name sounds familiar though.
Yeah, that's him actually. So he went to school and he's a doctor and he lives in Grand Rapids now. He still does music. He's really more DJ and stuff. I know he produces stuff, but he does this show like every week. He broadcasts from his house, but it's going over the radio waves in London.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's a lot of people that's still doing stuff, man. It's doing stuff in Grand Rapids, and it's a lot of cool stuff happening. I'm a little bit out of touch because I'm a little older, but yeah, it's people happening. You know, it's just happening. But yeah, I would love to get you in that event to play for sure. I know Alan's actually playing there Thanksgiving.
Who's that?
Alan Oldham.
Okay.
So he'll be in Grand Rapids for Thanksgiving. Yeah. So I'm gonna go check him out when he's there. And
Uncle Al.
Yeah, that's that guy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I got a website called Wired Hill, WIREDHILL, wiredhill.com. And it's nothing fancy, but I just some personal projects. I don't update this website. There's some old back in the day I used to do like a zine, right? So where I would basically interview friends that were DJs and promoters and that kind of thing. So I have so that project was called Famzine. Where we did like a Kinko's street copies.
Okay.
We did I did a few projects like that. So I have a PDF. I think it's on that site. If you dig around on that site, on my site, that has a lot of cool, just real old interviews with like BMG, Huckabee, top tens from Plaslaco, just shit like that. So
okay.
There might be some music projects and some other links. But yeah, that's kind of like what you guys are doing as far as keeping the the techno stories alive. I think that's important as far as giving some of these new heads things to learn about the history. I've been playing around with the idea of writing again and gathering interviews and stuff.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, I think you should, man.
That'd be dope.
For sure. Well, Mr. Bileebob, it's been great having you here on with us. I'm glad you accepted the interview.
Yeah. I'm very blessed, and I really appreciate you guys. I don't get asked for interviews, man. Nobody wants to talk to me, man.
That is not true. We want to talk to you. We want to know. We want to talk to you again.
Sweet.
We'll all hang out and have a good time and have some fun. For sure.
All right.
And yeah, I'm definitely, even before that, I gotta definitely check you out soon. I don't go to the city much because of work and stuff, but if I'd known that you were playing that damn thing, I probably had to work because I knew about I didn't know you were playing at the Pierre thing, but I knew about it. You know what I mean? I knew he was coming there, but I'm pretty sure, like, even this weekend I had to work, man. But I get like one weekend off a week. I mean, not a week, but a month. Yeah. And that's you know what I mean? So
you work 12.
We're working 6 days a week, and we're doing eight hours. But then on the last day of the week, we might do 9. But then I have an hour commute each way because I'm working in Lansing. And then money, like, they cut the overtime down for a little bit. So if there's a chance for overtime to come up, you better take it. So what happened yesterday? They called in the morning and say, "Hey, you want to come in early?" I'm like, Yeah. I mean, and that turned into, I think I was hoping we would just do 8 hours, but that turned into 9. So you take that plus the 2-hour commute is 15 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I don't sleep well. I might get like 4 to 5 hours of sleep a day.
Yeah.
And then, and I try to fit in everything I'm trying to do beforehand. If I get up at 8, 9 o'clock, it's been later now, like 9 o'clock. I got to leave my house by 12, 12:30. And it's like getting ready to do all the crap I need to do. It's just like, it's time.
Too much.
It's too much. Yeah. And, I'm sore, getting old. I am old. I am old and just aching, man. It's like, something you gotta
walk in the woods.
Yeah, there you go. I'll have to do that. I know it's walk in the woods thing. We'll see. I'll make some content and see what happens. All right, let's give it up for Bileebob, y'all.
Hey, man, thanks so much.
Thank you for joining us.
All right.
And we have all your information and as far as where you can be found and all that, and links in the bio of the today's show, so it's there, so people go check them out.
Yeah,
music.
Here, I'll give you my so check out equalrecordings.com. That'll take you to the Bandcamp, and then I'm on Bandcamp. Bileebob 1 L 2 E's bandcamp.com. I got some stuff on there.
Word. And if you like what you've seen today, like, share, subscribe to that channel, hit that notification bell, or you can see great interviews from us with people like Bileebob and other people. See, like that. Go check us out. Hit that button. Like, share, subscribe. Now, you see that beautiful face down below us. See the smile. See how happy he is. Do you see? You want to see him, but you don't want to see us. We understand. Listen to us. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. So, again, listen. Follow us on Instagram at Myles. Wrong one. Follow us on Instagram at MS Live with D-KNOX. That is MS Live with D-KNOX on Instagram. You can also get us on X, formerly known as Twitter, or that place where Elon Musk doing something, at Myles Sergé. That's that. Hey, if you're looking for a new job, we're looking for a new person to do the emails, because obviously Bert ain't doing it. And I thought we had Gab doing it, and it's not happening. So email us at mslive.with.dknox@gmail.com. Hate mail, good mail, money mail, just mail in general. Send it. We will take it. If we like it, we may or may not write you back. Who knows? We don't know. Speaking of booking, we also DJ, we also produce, we also do live. Well, I don't, but he does live performances. There's video evidence of this, so you can go see it on that horror place. He's there doing his thing.
Oh, it's what it's called.
Horror. And it's in a bathroom, right? House, right? That's not a good thing, but it's horror. For booking me, contact Position 2 Bookings. That is Position 2 Bookings, POS2 Bookings @gmail.com. If you want Mr. D-KNOX and his hybrid live PA that he does, that can be seen on horror. Contact those great people at Stellar Bookings. That is Stellar Bookings. They can be reached at booking@stellarbooking.com. Yeah. Anything else you want to say, D, before we get out of here?
No, y'all just have a good rest of the day. And if you're over here in Europe with me, have a good night. Because it's late over here. It's after 10. So I got to. Bedtime's calling soon after I feed the kitties.
See, that's what he's
That's
about
why
to do.
I got to feed the cats first, and then go to bed.
I'm about to go out here and hit these leaves, and I'm not sure what Mr. Bileebob is.
Yeah, I'm about to burn mine.
See, he can burn. I wish, man, but I might burn up the whole neighborhood. But until then, thank you everybody for tuning in. Check us out next week. The guests will be up pretty soon, so I hope you enjoyed. Also, again, I'm gonna preface this one more time: like, share, and subscribe to that channel. Make sure you do that. Support us, please. Support
us like you support them chips.
There you go.
You eat.
There you go. And hit that notification bell. Hit the bell so you know when we're doing stuff again. It pushes us in those algorithms and everything else. And it just helps support, everything. Us, the movement. Whatever else. I don't know. Hit the damn button.
Yeah.
Until then, peace, y'all. And we'll see you again soon. Peace.